So welcome. This is the worksheet or video based upon functions, domain, range and graph. We are starting from the basic questions and going to the all the high level questions, including the past paper questions, both useful for IB and A levels. Now, in this one, some questions which are related to A levels will be done without GDC, and which are related to IBDP will be done with GDC. GDC is Graphing Display Calculator. Now, question number 1. Consider the function f of x equals to 3x plus 7. What am I doing it out? What is being asked over there? Find f of x or f of 0. So part A, f of 0 means plug in 0 in that. 3 times of 0 plus 7, which is going to be 7. Next one, what is being asked? F of 2. So plug in 2, 3 times of 2 plus 7, which is going to be 13. That is part A. Coming to part B, find f of a in terms of a. So f of a means plug in a in that. So 3 times of a plus 7, which is going to be 3a plus 7. Part C, f of find a if f of a equals to 10. F of a equals 10. What was f of a? F of a is 3a plus 7 equals 10. So 3a equals to 3. So what does that becomes? A equals to 1. Next, part D, find b, f of b equals to 22. F of b equals 22. So what is f of b becomes? 3b plus 7 equals 22. So 3b equals 15. So b equals to 15 upon 3, which is 5. Next, part E, complete the table. So substitute 0. So when I have substituted 0, what I got it out? I got it as 7. Then 10. So when it is 10, when value is 1. So x value is 1. 13. So 3x plus 7 equals 13. So 3x equals 6. So x equals 2. Then f of 5. So plug in 5. 3 times of 5 plus 7. 15 plus 7, which is 22. That completes question number 1. Question number 2. Write down the domain. Domain means nothing but what? The x values. So it is starting from 2 and it is ending at 11. So 2 comma 11 in square brackets. Find the range. Range means y values. The minimum y value you can see it as 2 and maximum y value is at 6. So the range is going to be y belongs to 2 comma 6. Over here I am going to write x belongs to. Write down the maximum and minimum value of the function. So we can see that minimum is 2 and maximum is 6. Complete the following table with the values. F of 2. See from the table what's the value of f of 2. Let me erase all this. F of 2. We can see that f of 2 is 3. F of 4. F of 4 is also 4. Then f of 6. 6 is 5. Then when do I get it out? 2 in function f. So when do I get 2? When x value is 9. So f of 9 is 2. And when do I get 6? So see from there, I'll be getting at 11. Now f of x equals to 4. There are 3 possible values of x. Write down the possible values of x. F of x equals to 4. So from 4, draw a line and see where does it intersect. It intersects at 3 points. What are those 3 points? X equals to 4, x equals to 4, 7 and 10. Coming to question number 3. On the same set of axes, sketch the graphs of the following two functions. F of x equals to 2x. So what am I going to do? He is giving 2x. So I'm going to draw a table for the values of x. What are the values of x? Minus 3, minus 2, minus 1, 0, 1, 2, 3. So I write down all those values. X, y. Negative 3, negative 2, negative 1, 0, 1, 2 and also 3. So when it is 3, it's negative 3, it is negative 6. Then negative 4, negative 2, 0, 2, 4, 6. So I'm going to plot them. But basically we don't require it at these many points to do that. Anytime we just require only 2 points to draw the straight line. So I was just showing it out how to do that, but to draw a straight line I just require only 2 points. We can do all the points what are available in the domain. That gives you more accurate, but if I substitute x equals to -3, it becomes -6 and 3 and 6. So it is 3, it is 6, and -3, it is -6. So join the straight line. Now for the next one, 2x plus 2. Again, taking two values of x and simultaneously you'll be getting it at two values of y. X, y, -3 means -6 plus 2 is -4, 3 means 6 plus 2 is 8. When it is -3, it is -4, and when it is 3, it is 8. Join it out, you're getting a straight line. Now that's part A. Write down the range of the function. So when we have seen that the first one was having between -6 and 6, and this one was -4 and 8. The points a, 4 and 2, b lies on the graph G. Write down the values of x, a and b. G, what is G function? 2x plus 2. So G of x equals to 2x plus 2, a, 4. So plug in a, so 2a plus 2, so 2a equals to 2, a equals to 1. 2, b, so b equals to 2 times of 2 plus 2, so b equals to 6. Question number 4. Draw the graph for f of x equals to x square between -3 and +3. So when I plug in -3, I get 9, and when I plug in +3, also I get 9. X, y. -3 gives me 9, +3 also gives me 9, and +3 also gives me 9. And 0, 0 is 0 only. When I plug in 0, I'll be getting it at 0. So it's going to be a parabola. So I'm trying to see that this system or the iPad on which I'm doing, it recognizes. Yes, that's going to be the parabola. Now, next time it is going to be x square minus 2. So what am I going to do? Draw for the upper value and the lower value. -3, it becomes 9 minus 2 is 7. +3 also 7. -3 is 7. And +3 is also 7. And 0 is -2. So I'm trying to draw the parabola for that. 0 is -2. So I get a parabola over there. Next, what is he asking? The range for each of the function. Write down the range. Range is going to be, we can see that it was always positive, so 0 to 9. For this one is always between -2 to 7. Then points of intersection of y equals to x. So when I draw y equals to x, either you can use the graphing calculator or the equation y equals to x. So you can see that they are intersecting at 0, 0 and 1, 1, whereas the other one is intersecting at -1, 1 and 2, 2. Then intersection with y equals to 1. Draw a straight line y equals to 1, and you can see that the points of intersections are -1, 1, 1, 1, and over here it is root. You can use a GDC or use the algebra method. So what should be the algebra method? For example, y equals to x square and y equals to 1. So x square equals to 1, x equals to plus or minus 1. Similarly, other equation is nothing but y equals to x square minus 2, y equals to 1. So x square minus 2 equals to 1, so x square equals to 3, x equals to plus or minus root 3. So that is what you can get it out over here. You can use algebra or you can use the graphing calculator. Question number 5. Sketch the graph of the function y equals to root x. So when it is 4, it is square root of 4 is 2, square root of 9 is 3, and square root of 0 is 0, square root of 1 is 1. So joining all these points. Range. So range is going to be 0 to 3. Then point of intersection with y equals to 1. Draw the point of intersection with y equals to 1 from the graphing calculator or algebra method. 1, 1. Y equals to 2, you will be getting it out 4, 2. So I am drawing on y equals to 2. Next, sketch the graph of y equals to 3x minus 3 square root of x. So when I plug in 0, it's going to be 0. When I'm plugging 1, it is still 0. Then when I'm plugging 4, it is 12 minus 6 is going to be 6. So it will be somewhere over here. It goes down and goes up. What are the coordinates of the endpoints? So 0, 0 and 4, 6. Coordinates of the minimum point. So use the graphing calculator, gives the minimum point as negative 0.25, minus 0.75. Range, you can see the minimum value is going to be negative 0.75 and the maximum value is going to be 6. From the calculator, GDC, you can use this one. So whichever are pure GDC, they are IBDP questions, and others you can use it out for A-level. Question number 7. Sketch the graphs y equals to x cube of the following two functions. When x is 0, it is 0. When x is 1, it's going to be 1. And when x is 2, it's going to be 8. And x is minus 1, it's going to be negative 1. And x is minus 2, it's going to be negative 8. So approximately the shape of the graph looks like this. Now the next one, he is asking us to draw the graph for y equals to x power 4. So remember that x power 4 graph will be almost all replicating x square graph because it's almost all with a parabola. But what is the thing is, over there you should be able to remember that it's much more flatter. Approximately this is a shape you should be getting it out flat at the origin. You can see that it is flat over here. Using the graphing calculator, exact points you can get it out, or but approximately that should be the shape. Next, write down the largest possible values of the domain and the corresponding range. So in part B, domain is x belongs to R and range is also y belongs to R. Y belongs to R. Whereas in this case, x belongs to R, whereas range is going to be all positive numbers. So y belongs to 0 and infinity, common brackets with infinity. Next, write down the range of these functions under the following restrictions. 1 to 2, what is going to be the range? Range is going to be, I'm going to get it out 1 to 8 because 2 cube is 8. Whereas negative 1 to 2, I'm going to get negative 1 till 8. And range for this one, I'm going to get it out 1 to 16. Why? 2 power 4 is 16. And when I'm doing minus 1 to 4, so I'm getting it out all positive answers only. So I will not be getting negative answers. So therefore, y lies between 0 to 16. So see carefully, though the domain is negative, I'm going to get all positive answers only, negative 1 to. So you can see the graph, negative 1, always I'm going to get it out only positive answers, 0, 1 to 16. 0 to 16. Question number 8. On the same set of axes below, sketch the graphs for the following equations. F of x equals to 2 power x and f of x equals to 3 power x. So when 2 power x and 3 power x been there, These two almost all look the same, but what will happen is they will be steeper. One will be steeper. So approximately 2 power x, both should pass through 1, and whereas 3 power x, because this is a software I'm using it on, therefore it may not be so smooth curve, that is 2 power x. So 3 power x, what will happen is it also starts same, and but it becomes much more steeper. So this is 3 power x, whereas this is 2 power x. So y equals to y equals to. Now domain and range. So very carefully over here, domain is already given as for 2 power x, -2, x lies between -2 and +2. For this also, x lies between -2 and +2. Then y-intercept, for both, they intersect at y equals to 1. And range is 1 upon 4 to 4, 1 upon 9 to 9. Solve the equation, use the graphing calculator. So 2 power x equals to 2. So x equals to 1. And over here, x equals to, use the GDC, you should be getting 0.631. Now greater than 2 means x is greater than 1 and x is greater than 0.631. Question number 9. Find the range of the followings f of x. So when I draw by the graphing calculator and see this one, I will see that it is always more than 1. It is always above 1. And if at all I am trying with 0 to 2, so it lies between 1 to 9. And when I'm doing 0 to 5, you can see from the graphing calculator, it lies between 1 to 19. And x is less than or equal to 0, it is always greater than or equals to 9. This is going to be the range purely from the graphing calculator. Plot the quadratic in the graphing calculator and you can see the values for which the values of y for the respective domains. Next, the part of the graph f of x equals to x cube minus 9x square plus 15x plus 29 is shown below. Now write the range. So whenever it is has been range over here, it's continuous both up and down. So it's going to be y belongs to R. Now x is positive. So x is positive. You can see that it is from here till here. So the minimum value is 4 and the maximum value, there is no end at all. So what do I write? Y belongs to 4 to infinity. Then x is less than or equals to 0. So it keeps on going from here, this whole part. So it is from nothing but what? From y belongs to negative infinity till 29. Then x lies between 0 to 6. X lies between 0 to 6. So from here till here. So what's the minimum value? 4 and the maximum value is 36. So y belongs to 4, 36. So next question. Next, between 0 to 7. Same, it's going to be 4, 36. And finally, between 0 to 8. 0 to 8, you can see that it is lying between 4 to 85. That's going to be the answer. Now, note for the following questions, use the fact b upon a cannot be equal to 0. Square root of a is positive. Log a or ln a is also positive. Find the largest possible domain for the following functions. So you can plug in any value of x over here. So for this one, x belongs to R. Now for this one, denominator cannot be equals to 0. So what is that one? If at all I should be seeing that denominator should be never be equals to 0. So largest possible domain. So what is the largest possible domain? I should be using it out. So I can use any value of x except plus or minus half. If I use either plus half or negative half, plus just only plus half. So if I use plus half, what will happen is the denominator becomes 0. Negative half means it will not become 0. So only it is going to be nothing but what? X is not equal to positive half. That is a value you cannot use, and you can use any value of x. Now we know that domain 3 minus 6x should be positive. So 3 is greater than or equal to 6x. So x is less than or equals to 1 upon 2. Now again, log of a positive number is possible. 3 minus 6x is greater than 0. 6x is less than 3. So x is less than 1 upon 2. That should be the answer. Question number 12. Find the largest possible domain of the following functions. So we can plug in any value of x for this one. So x belongs to R. Whereas for part B, denominator should not be equals to 0. So it should not be equals to 0. So x square is not equals to 4. X is not equals to plus or minus 2. Part C, square root of a positive number is only possible. X square minus 4 should be greater than or equal to 0. X square is greater than or equals to 4. X is greater than greater root. X is less than lesser root. X is greater than greater root. X is lesser than lesser root. Next, log of a positive number is only possible. So x square minus 4 is greater than 0. X square is greater than 4. So what do I get it out? X is greater than 2. X is less than negative 2. That's going to be the answer. So you can see that this is a domain. So the condition for domain is nothing but what? Always see that what is this? It should be a possible answer. So for square root, it should be a positive number which is greater than or equal to 0. Square root of a 0 is also possible. Whereas for ln, only positive number is possible. That should be the way how it should be done. So coming to the next question number 13. The function f is given by f of x equals to square root of x plus 7 plus 5. Write down the domain of the function. Just now we told the domain of what is nothing but what? A positive number is only possible. So x plus 7 should be greater than or equals to 0. So what does that becomes? X is greater than or equals to negative 7. Sketch the graph by using the GDC and deduce the range. So square root of x plus 7 plus 5. So when I take the GDC and get it out, so I'm approximately drawing the shape of the graph. Square root of x plus 7, then it is plus 5. So it will be approximately in this shape. You can draw the exact shape from the graphing calculator. Plus 5, go 5 units up. So this number is going to be 5. Now what is the range? So we can see that it is always greater than or equals to 5. That's going to be the range. Next, question number 14. The function f is given by f of x equals to x square root of x minus 4 plus 2 upon x minus 5 plus log of 10 minus x. Find the largest possible domain. So according to, so these are three parts. X minus 4. So x is greater than or equals to 4. X minus 5, x should not be equals to 5 for 2 upon x minus 5. For log of 10 minus x, 10 minus x should be greater than 0, so x should be less than 10. So when I try to draw a number line, 0, 4, 5 and 10. x should be less than or equals to, it should be greater than or equal to 4 according to the first part. So equal to 4 and keep on going. Now according to the second part, x should be not equals to 5. So there is a break at 5. Then x should be less than 10. According to the next one, x should be less than 10. So it can be over here. So which is the common part? You can see between 4 to 5 and 5 to 10, but there is a break at 5. So what can I do for that? What should be my final answer? 4, 5, union 5, 10. So it can be 4, it can be 10, but it cannot be 5. So there is a break at 5. So that is the way how should I be able to write it out the answer. Next, question number 15. The function f is given by f of x equals to 2 minus x square minus e power x. Sketch the graph of the function, indicates the roots. What is this? F of x equals to 0. When you graph it out and find the roots, your roots should be negative 1.32 and 0.537. Again, from the graphing calculator, find the maximum value. It should be 1.17. And when you find it out again by graphing calculator, the range, when it is the maximum value is this one. So minus infinity till 1.17 is going to be the answer. If you don't want to write it out like this, you can write y is less than or equals to 1.17. This way also you can write it. Question number 16. Sketch the curve sine 2x plus 1 between 0 to 2 pi. When it is 0, then I am drawing it out between 0 to pi. So what am I going to do? Approximately it should be in this shape. I'm drawing it out there, and when it is 2, it is negative 1, and this should be the approximate shape. Find the x coordinates of the maximum and minimum point, giving your answers to correct one place of decimal. So for maximum, use the graphing calculator and check whether are you getting the same answer or not. 0.285 to one place of decimal. So it is 0.3. And minimum, you are going to get 1.856 and so on. So one decimal is 1.9. Question number 17. F of x equals to 2 plus cos 2x minus 2 sine 0.5x. On the grid, sketch the graph y equal to f of x, indicating clearly the point P on the curve where the function has maximum value or minimum value. So I'm going to draw it out in this way, and the point P is over here. Then write down the solutions of f of x equals to 0. Where is it intersecting? Over here and over here, which is 1.26 and 2.26. Next, write down the range of f. So range is going to be, you can see that it is negative 0.472 and 3. Why is that? Because we can see that minimum point is 1.74 comma negative 0.472. So I picked it up 0.472 from the minimum value of y. Question number 18. 2 power x and y equals to cos x. 2 power x will be somewhere over here like this, and y equals to cos x. Cos x will be somewhere over here like this. Then solution, the equation has a solution between minus 2 and 1. Find the solution. Use the graphing calculator. You should be able to get that x equals to negative 1.29. Then write down the x-intercept of the function y equals to 2 power x minus cos x. It's going to be the same thing. 1.29, negative 1.29 is going to be the answer. Question number 19. Y equal to sine of 1 plus sine x. Sketch the graph y equals to f of x. So I'm doing the GDC over there and trying to get that one. Approximately it should be in this shape. You can try it out. It should be in this shape. The x coordinates of all the minimum and maximum points from 0 to 6. So it's going to be 0.6075. Check if at all these are not the answers. You are somewhere wrong. So 2.534 and 4.712. Then write down the range of y equal to f of x from 0 to 6. So it's going to be 0, 1. Question number 20. Solve the equation with GDC. Just graphing it out, it should come negative 1.68, then 0.358 and 3.32. For part B, it should be positive. When it is positive between x lies between negative 1.68 and 0.358 and x is greater than 3.32. That's going to be the answer. So next question, 21. Y equals to 3 sine 2x. X lies between 1 to 4. G of x is this one. X lies between 1 to 4. On the same diagram, sketch the graph of G. So when I'm trying to draw the graph of G, it should be somewhere approximately like this. In this shape. The solution of y equal to f of x equal to g of x is 1.89. Write down the other solution. So he has given already 1.89. Another solution is this one, which is nothing but what? 3.19. 3.19. Then g of x minus f of x. Then write down the values of p and q. So they intersect. So just now we know that p is 1.89 and q is 3.19, because p is smaller than q. So p is 1.89 and q is 3.19. Question number 22. Y equal to x sine x, point of intersections, and this straight line. Again, you get it out. X equals to negative 0.267. Then y will be equals to 1.22. Then x equals to negative 0.827 and y equals to 0.609. And x equals to 0.439. So y equals to 0.187. Question number 23. The diagram shows the graph y equal to x sine upon x upon 3. Then, where x is in radians and m and n are integers, find the value of m and n. So x lies between 0 to m and y lies between 0 to n. So what is he asking over here in question number 23? So he has drawn the graph for y equal to x sine x upon 3. Now y equals to 0. Over here y equals to 0. If y equals to 0, it implies what is the value of x I'm getting? From the calculator, what am I going to get it out? If at all y equals to 0, then if I use the calculator, y equals to 0, what do I get it out? X value is 9.43. So at this point, I'm talking about this point. Which point am I talking about? Y equal to 0. So this value is 9.43. That value is 9.43. So it should be between these which two numbers? 9.43 is between 10 and 9. So what does it becomes? M equals to 10. Y equal to 0 means that point. So I could able to get that value of M as 10. Now for this value, this is going to be the maximum value of the graph. Maximum value of the graph. So what is the maximum value of the graph? When you use GDC, you will be getting it at the maximum value at what it says, y max equals to 5.46. So 5.46 is between which numbers? It should be 6 and 5. So what should be n? N should be equals to 6. So m equals to 10 and n equals to 6 because the maximum value is 5.46. 5.46 is between 5 and 6. So n equals to 6 and m equals to 10. Next, given that 8x cube upon y equals to 3 and this one, find the solution of this one. So with GDC or without GDC. So what am I doing it out? 8x cube upon y equals to 3. So what is y equals to? Y equals to 8x cube upon 3. Now from here plug in y equals to 8x cube upon 3. 8x cube upon 3 minus 8x cube upon 3 equals to x square plus 9 upon 4. When you simplify and get all the terms on one side, you should be getting 32x power 4 minus 32x cube minus 12x square minus 27 equals to 0. Solve that by graphing calculator. You should be getting it out. X equals to 3 upon 2. When x is 3 upon 2, plug in that. Y equals to 9. That's going to be the answer. Question number 25. Long answer questions. Complete the following table. Between 0 to 5, I have to take f of x, and between 5 to 6, I have to take 5x minus 22. So I'm directly writing the answers. Plug in 0 to 5, I'm going to take the first function. And at 5, I can take either both. So I'll be getting it out 3. But for 6, I'm going to take the second function and get the answer as 6. Now sketch the graph for this one. So when it is 0, it's negative 2. When it is 2, it is 0. And when it is 6, it is 8. And when it is 5, it is 3. So I draw the straight line and this one. This is going to be the graph. Write down the domain and the range. So domain x belongs to 0, 6 and range y belongs to negative 2, 8. Next, what is the y-intercept? Y-intercept is negative 2 and x-intercept is positive 2. Question number 26. Consider the function px cube plus qx square plus rx. Part of the graph is shown. Then the points a, b, c are given. Find the three linear equations. Find three linear equations in p, q and r. And hence the value of p and q and r. So first plug in the first point. So it becomes negative 8 equals to negative 8p plus 4q minus 2r. Now plug in the second equation or the second point. You should be getting it out negative 2 equals to p plus q plus r. And in the third one, 0 equals to 8p plus 4q plus 2r. Now again, this is a question based upon GDC. You can solve these three simultaneous equations by using GDC. And you get the value of p as 1, q as negative 1, r as negative 2. Write down the largest possible value of domain and range. You can see that the graph is continuous both on x-axis and y-axis. So x belongs to r and y belongs to r. Solve the equation when it is positive. When the graph is positive. So we have to see when the f of x is positive. F of x is positive from c onwards. It is positive between c and these 2 points. Use the graphing calculator and get that one. So what am I going to do that? I'm going to plot this one. So once I got the values of p and q and r, so p was 1, so it becomes x cube. Then let me write over here, it becomes x cube. Q was negative 1, so minus x square. X cube minus x square. Then r was negative 2, so negative 2x. Negative 2x. So when I see this one, I get these points of intersection. So what is that one? This point is negative 1 and over here it is 0 and this point is nothing but what? 2. So when it is positive, when you zoom and check, It is positive in this region and over here. So it is positive between, x lies between -1 to 0, and x is greater than or equals to 2. It is going to be positive. He used greater than or equal to 0, so I used it on the same thing. So that's going to be the answer. So that completes the full video based upon functions, domain, and range. See you in the next video. Bye.